Okay, this number 6 from your laws of sine and cosine worksheet. So I went ahead and draw the triangle. Notice the sides are all given here. So this would be the side, side, side case. Okay, now really and truly, you could start with any angle there, but I've always told you the strategy here, always find smaller angles first. So notice my smallest angle is going to be angle A. So I'm going to find it first. And notice there again with laws of cosine, you can use it once, and then once I find that angle, I'm going to be able to use laws of sine. Now we're looking for angle A, so we're going to use the A version of laws of sine, the A squared version. A squared equals B squared plus C squared minus 2BC times the cosine of A. Okay, now let's fill in these values. So A squared is going to be 25. B squared is going to be 49. C squared would be 100. Minus 2 times B is 7. C is 10 times the cosine. And angle A is what's unknown there. Okay, so keep in mind what we're trying to do is isolate this. So eventually we're going to take the inverse cosine. Okay, so really what I'm trying to get kind of isolated is this part so I can take inverse cosine. So let's clean all this up here and calculate that. So 49 and 100 would be 149. And then 2 times 7 times 10, that would be 14 times 10 would be 140. And recall here, we're not going to subtract 149 minus 140. We can't do that because 140 is multiplying, and that would break my order of operations here. So again, we're trying to isolate this, so we're going to get rid of the 149 and the 140 by subtracting 149 here first. Let's see, 25 minus 149 is negative 124. And over here, I'm going to have left negative 140 times cosine A. Now, to get rid of negative 140, we're just going to divide by negative 140 on both sides. Let's punch this in my calculator here. So that's negative 124 divided by negative 140. Okay, so we get approximately here about 0.89. Okay, and now we can take inverse cosine of that. You know, be sure that we're not going to type in 0.89. We're going to use all the decimals and use the answer function. So we're going to get A here. Angle A is about 27.7 degrees. Let's go back up and write that in my triangle now. So about 27.7 degrees. Okay, now the rest of the triangle, the rest of the other two angles can be found easier by using the laws of sine instead of laws of cosine. So again, I'm gonna take all this stuff and move it down out of the way so I can use laws of sine. Okay, now that I've got that angle, let's set up some laws of sine. So there again, I'm going to go to the side that I know and the angle that I found because I have both of them here. So we'll say the side over the sine of the angle. So 5 over the sine of 27.7 degrees. And now here again, remember with laws of sine, you want to be careful about finding obtuse angles. So we're going to find the smaller of the two angles left. So since 7 is the smaller of the two sides that are left, B would be the smaller angle. So we're going to use the B ratio. So that would be 7 over sine of B. Okay, now we can cross multiply the laws of sine here. So we get 5 times sine of B equals 7 times sine of 27.7 degrees. Okay, now let's solve for B. So we're going to get rid of the 5. And of course, eventually we're going to take the inverse sine here. So we get sine of B equals, now let's calculate this, 7 times the sine. And now I'm not going to say 27.7, not what's right there. but instead what's on my calculator. So we'll say answer, and then divided by 5. Okay, so we get approximately here 0.65. And now we do inverse sine, and of course use answer and not the decimal approximation there. Okay, so we get angle B is about 40.5 degrees. Okay, now let's write it in my triangle. It's about 40.5 degrees. And now for the last angle, I don't need laws of sine and cosine. If I have two angles, then I can find the third pretty easily because the sum of the angles in a triangle is 180 degrees. So we'll take the 40.5 angle plus, now the 27.7 angle, I don't want to do 27.7 on my calculator. I need it to be accurate. So I'm going to go up and paste here the decimal places that go with that 27.7. Okay. Now there's the sum of the two. So now I'm going to subtract those from 180. And that'll give me angle C here. Notice angle C is the biggest angle. So we always want to find that big angle last if possible, because big angles and laws of sine have a little bit of issue sometimes.